welcome to the NFL Hub UK. My name is Ryan.
My name is Craig, and today with us we've got Neil Reynolds joining us.
My name's Neil.
Thanks for joining us, Neil. Really appreciate your time. We're going to run through a few basic questions with you, and then we'll have a bit of fun and a few games and quizzes.
Yeah, so let's crack on with the questions. So first of all, how did you get into the NFL?
I was a fan, like a lot of people. I think television draws so many people in. Mine was from the kind of first go around with it on Channel 4 in the early 80s, and then there was a rookie quarterback by the name of Dan Marino that everyone was making a fuss of, and I kind of looked and started to get into the sport. At the time I was watching it with my dad, and I'd be like, why are they trying to run it up the middle? They've only got a yard, you know, why don't they just throw it every down? But then sort of learned more and more about it. So yeah, just became a fan of the league that way. We didn't have a lot of sports that looked like that. We only had 4 channels at the time, and there was nothing on a Sunday tea time that was quite like the NFL. So yeah, got sort of slowly into it, and then probably that was 83, and then from 1984, 12-year-old Neil Reynolds was hooked.
But it did grow quite big in the 80s, didn't it?
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, big explosion early on. I don't know if there was a sort of long-term plan put in place like there is now, so it kind of boomed and then bust. Yeah.
But it must be quite tough as well, because I think from our point of view, we don't feel that there's that many people in England or in Britain that actually do like the NFL, so they don't follow it. But then back then it must have been worse for you because it didn't have the 4 games over here next year.
No, I mean, I think compared to now, there are a lot more people that know about the NFL. It's part of the sporting calendar here in the UK. Back then, you had to wait a week to get your highlights. They were shown a week later. They were 1-hour highlights. You didn't have to worry about avoiding the results because it was it would be buried in the newspaper somewhere. So it was very different times. I think we're quite spoiled now with all the NFL that we have.
So secondly, who are your team?
Well, I mentioned Dan Marino, so it's the Dolphins, which is kind of ironic because I got into the Dolphins because of great quarterback play, and then for years it's just gone. But yeah, Dolphins, and I mean on a Sunday night in the Sky Studios, I just love I love watching the whole night unfold and all the stories. There are so many stories and great plays and dramas and twists and turns. If amongst all that the Dolphins lose, I don't sit and cry into my pizza. I just move on to the next thing. I'm a Dolphins fan, or I was a Dolphins fan, but kind of more a fan of the whole league now, and that's my job to cover the whole league. So yeah, but still like Dan Marino. Still got a bit weak at the knees when I was interviewing Dan Marino at Rally a couple of years ago.
Next question is, would you be fully supportive of a British franchise?
I would actually, yeah. And I'm one of those few that's been a fan for a long time who I would get fully behind that franchise. Yeah, I would be a fan of that franchise. I think when you've got a team you can call your own, that's something pretty special. Yeah. Now I know there's a lot of established fans here that wouldn't give up their teams, wouldn't give up the Cowboys, wouldn't give up the Giants, but I think if the team comes into the UK and is here and playing games regularly, I do think people would drift across and become fans. I think it's going to happen. I think it'll happen in the next 5 years.
Really? Okay. The next question is to touch on the franchise, but it's more from my point of view and what I think could be done. I've just written down, do you feel British universities could show some more support by promoting the sport? For instance, because one of our close friends, one of our best pals, he plays for Hertfordshire Hurricanes. They got to the Super Bowl college final last year.
Yep.
And I just thought about, could they maybe start putting in to perspective of, we're going to build not stadiums, but we're going to, because at the minute all these places are on fields. It's fields. We can go and watch. We don't mind going to watch. NFL's NFL, American football anyway. American football. But could they do a bit more in kind of promoting the sport? Because I know obviously in that case if you get a university, and it could be more like the college in America. So you've got all colleges going like drafting in players.
Well, that's the thing. You look at the college football over in America; it's huge, huge. So could that?
It's not getting to that level, but teams could do stuff to promote the game. I mean, and the numbers are really impressive in university football. They've got more than 80 teams this year. I've been to a few of the Birmingham Lions. They have a big event to kick off their season. It's called the Explosion event. Yeah. And they do make something of it. They've got a banked sort of grass area, and there's about 3,000 or 4,000 fans on there who aren't normally into American football. The reason they do that is because it's around fireworks night. They put on this huge fireworks display at half time, which is attracting all the students from across the university. So there is chance to do more of that, because we hear reports of teams that when they start up and they have their freshers fair, there's like 400 people there trying to sign up and join the team. So there's interest there, and then if the team raises its profile across each university, then you could put on NFL nights in the student union on Sunday evenings. I think people would get. That's another route into being an NFL fan. It's not just switching on Sky Sports or the BBC. You could go to your university, you start playing, and then you're like, well, hang on, now I've enjoyed playing this a little bit, where can I watch?
Yeah. Thanks for watching part 1 of our interview with Neil Reynolds.
If you want to tune into part 2, guys, which includes his Super Bowl pick, Super Bowl champions, or even his MVP for the season, then please click the link below.
And it's all yours.